What's up, guys? Sneaky Cat Goblin back with another video today on this Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And today, first off, actually, I want to say thank you so much for your guys' support. I'm almost to my goal. I wanted to reach 800 subscribers by the end of January, and I'm pretty close. Got 783. So please hit that like button, comment, subscribe. God, that sounds so stupid. Whatever. If you want to, do it. I'm not desperate here. I promise. Today I want to talk about the thumbnail that was in the description there. And that is the Snake, which is the Lunar New Year event. And it's got to be an epic equipment, and I'm pretty sure it's for the king. Whether that's a snake gauntlet or a snake bracelet, which I'm very curious about and I'm very skeptical about. I don't have the spiky ball, which sucks, but really the king has the best variety of equipment. The Vamp Stash is getting a buff. The Rage Vial is viable. The EQ boots are very viable. Probably one of the best calming equipment in the game besides the Eternal Tome. The Gauntlet is, even though it's getting a nerf too, the Gauntlet is obviously a staple equipment, one of the best ones. So it's like the Barbarian Puppet is total cheeks, but we already knew that. It's just a beginner equipment. So Ad is a lot of pieces of equipment, and I'm going to try to buy the spiky ball. I hope it's for sale in the shop for the medals. Whatever medals they choose to use would be nice. But I'm a little bit skeptical. I don't really want it to turn out to be like a Lavaloon puppet, which I am very butthurt, by the way, that I've gotten this to level 26 and they're still not buffing it, and it's absolute cheeks. It is so bad. It is so incredibly bad. And then you upgrade like the life gem and stuff. The life gem is just a starter equipment. No one's going to use it. It just gives you more health. And honestly, if you utilize it and you don't utilize like the Hog Rider puppet and goes invisible, like she's getting wrecked anyways. So a little bit disappointed that they're prioritizing things like that and not like things like Lavaloon puppet. And then, I wonder if the Minion Prince will get 2 pieces of common equipment, kind of like how the Royal Champion started out with just 2 and ended up getting 4 total. So that's how all the other heroes have worked. So don't know if that'll come in the next update, but I am skeptical of the snake bracelet. It's just one of those ones where it's like, what could it possibly be? If it works some like the Minion puppet, or henchman puppet, where it spawns a couple things, or like or it could be a snake puppet. Really the best puppet. I guess the king does not have a puppet, piece of equipment yet. The healer puppet obviously is one of the best common equipments in the game, but all the rest are kind of meh. Like they nerfed the Hog Rider puppet. It's still viable, but it's not. This is doo-doo. And the henchman's meh. The henchman really is meh. So, you got to be careful utilizing that, because it's just not great. But it's the only choice you have. So I don't know. I'd like to see something that makes it so the king might be a little bit more viable in air attacks. The one thing that I've definitely seen is I've really enjoyed utilizing the Minion Prince in air attacks, because the Dark Orb is just that good. If it's done properly, you literally it's a massive freeze spell for an extended amount of time. Timing is imperative here. But we've really perfected, I shouldn't say perfected, because I got like a 69% yesterday. But we've done a really good job with the Spirit Fox walk. I still think it takes quite a bit of skill on the timing. I find it ironic that they're going to actually nerf. They're actually going to nerf the invis spell for 0.25 seconds. So timing-wise, yeah, it's going to cause some complications here. Actually, I think this was actually a pretty close attack here. But this is where the Minion Prince comes. He's going to turn upstream, and we're going to rip this ability. Perfect. Like, look at all that. Look at all that value. It literally freezes, the heroes and most of the base. And that really gives the dragons a chance to stay alive. Yeah, this really wasn't as close as I thought it was. And I got the 3 here. The one that was close, I'll show you. I'm curious because I blew through all these attacks. Did them because I like to do them before anyone else gets the chance to attack bases 1 through 4. And this one was a lot closer than I expected it to be. I thought I did a pretty good job with I took out the town hall. The one thing that I have to figure out, though, is what to do once I've taken out the town hall. I throw in like a dummy. I should have actually a stone slammer because I just tossed the Yetis in that compartment and they're just getting screwed. And then they just hit the walls for the rest of the attack. If I have an actual stone slammer, maybe I get a little bit more damage. But this did come down to all the dragons did die. I did have all the Yetis, I guess, but they weren't going to get there in time. And I almost time failed here, but got the 3-star. So the one thing I want to talk about before I go is I want to talk about double invis bases and how to go about these. This is not a hit against Yalda. He's a good attacker. But for these bases, if you are using the RC walk, if you are using any sort of walk, you can go town hall side, but I don't like going town hall side. Look at the value you have in here. You're either going to fireball this, and there's usually a little, if this is the base that I think it is, because I run this base too, there's a fireball trap where they put a hidden Tesla here. So you either fireball this out, no questions asked. I mean, this is a fairly easy fireball. You don't really even have to, maybe you put 1 invis spell here so it gets more of the core. You get all this value. However, if you are using the RC walk like he is using here, the queen needs to go here, shoot the arrow through here, and it pops both the invis towers. And in fact, it'll probably pop this as well, which is nice. Then the RC goes in here, and the value, you take so much value out here, and then you've created a massive funnel here. You might put 1 dragon here, but going from this top side is suicide. The reason why is because eventually when the dragons do come through this area, both of these invis towers are going to be popped. Yes, he creates a decent funnel, but he's got all the heroes up here to deal with. And, he freezes out the invis tower. The problem is the invis tower is eventually going to pop. If you don't destroy it, even if you destroy it, it's still going to pop. So, now they're all going to go the other direction. He has some excess invis towers or invis spells for this dragon. However, it's not enough damage. And so, even now, even though like he's this attack's over. It pushes all the dragons the other side. And, it just screws everything. You need to take out those invis towers sooner than later, because if you don't, you're going to take a lot of damage. Everything's going to go to the other sides. And this is a perfect example. This double invis tower base is nasty. It is absolutely nasty, and a perfect example of if you don't take it out early. I know people use overgrowth spells, but look at this combination. I mean, this is pretty much maxed out, dude. It's got maxed out stuff. Uses everything under the sun. And so we create the funnel here. That's fine. But we haven't popped any of the invis spells. And now we're going to pop the invis spell. Actually, that worked out pretty nicely. I don't know if he did that on purpose. That's a pretty good giant arrow there. We've set the funnel straight upstream, but you didn't get this invis tower. And, that's what the giant arrow should be used for, to pop the invis towers. Now, I'm not saying that it's foolproof, because it could cycle the invis towers. It could cycle the invis towers to your disadvantage, because they're eventually going to pop again. However, I would say, I would rather pop it than not. Watch, it pops at all of it. Now all the troops go around here. They get screwed. You've overgrowth this. So now their backs are turned, and all the troops get smoked by this compartment. Absolutely smoked. and everything just goes around. You just confuse, like you didn't overgrowth the right spots. You continue to overgrowth other spots. Like it really does confuse a lot of the armies. This is one of my favorite bases that I've utilized for Legends. I've even tricked it out a little bit more too, just for, you'll see here, the reason I don't put, I'm going to take this here and my modification, I was able to update it. So the queen can't line up. It's going to be very difficult for the queen to line up both invis towers, because the way you do this is, if I were attacking this base, if this is, let's say this is here, right here, I'm popping both invis towers here by shooting the arrow through here, and then I'm letting the RC run up and take out this compartment. And then wherever she goes, I see fit. If she goes town hall, great, whatever. And then I shoot, or I either go up this way. I've now created an L-shaped funnel. That's fine. If the worst case scenario too, if she doesn't take out the town hall, she gets some of these bases. I blimp out the town hall and we go from there. So that's how you kind of navigate those double invis towers. Let me know what you guys think about the new epic equipment that could be coming for the king. Obviously speculative, but I have a pretty good idea that it's the king. So please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.